I knew something was wrong when the itch wouldn't stop. Even after I broke the skin, there's something about the air up in those mountains. To clean, to still, like the trees are holding their breath, waiting for someone to scream. I used to love that kind of silence, thought it was peace. Now I know better. Silence like that, it's a warning. They say the first time is the hardest. I say, it's the last time you ever feel human. My name doesn't matter, the place. Not on any map, you'll find just a jagged ridge above silver pines where the GPS stops working and the stars feel a little too close. I'd gone camping alone, not to clear my head, that would imply it was ever clear, but to get away from the dreams, the same one every night for a week. I'm running, but I'm not me. I'm too low to the ground, too fast, and there's blood in my mouth, always warm, always fresh. I tried to rationalize it. Stress, work, old trauma. Everyone's got skeletons rattling in the crawl space, but the day before the full moon, I woke up with scratches on my shoulder. Deep ones, like I'd been in a fight, but no one had been around, and my nails, God, my nails had dirt under them, clumps, like I'd dug into something, or someone, the hollow itch. That's what they call it in the fringe cryptid forums, the itch beneath the skin that no blade can reach. They say it comes days before the change, a warning. If you scratch it, the process accelerates. I didn't believe in that kind of stuff back then. Didn't. The last night, I couldn't sleep, my skin burned, every time I closed my eyes. I heard growling, not from the woods, from inside. Like something pacing just under my ribs, I caught my reflection in the camper's side mirror. My pupils were wrong, not dilated, just stretched, slitted. My teeth hurt, not like a cavity, like they were pushing forward, trying to make room. So I did the only thing I could think of. I hiked further into the woods, left my phone in the tent. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I thought I could ride it out, whatever it was. I made it about 2 miles in before it started. The sound. It wasn't thunder, it was inside me, my snapping, shifting like they'd been waiting for permission, and I screamed. I screamed loud enough to make the owls go silent. I think I begged for it to stop. I think I said someone's name, but my voice was already changing. I remember the blood, the claws, the teeth, but not the faces. Never the faces. If you woke up with blood on your hands and no memory of the night before, would you still call yourself human? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading, if I'm still me. The man crouches in the woods, trembling, his mouth stained red. One eye reflects the moonlight, not round, not human. They told me I was alone out there, but the woods kept breathing like they weren't sure. The day before it happened, the forest changed. I don't mean poetically, not the kind of change you write on postcards. I mean the birds stopped singing. The trees leaned the wrong way. The shadows didn't fall like they should. And the itch. The hollow itch. It was no longer under my skin, it was inside my skull. Like claws dragging across the inside of my forehead. That morning, I found a dead rabbit near my gear. No bite marks, no blood, just snapped neck, twisted spine, and fur matted with dew. Thing is, I don't remember killing it, but I couldn't stop staring at my hands. I started to hear things, branches breaking with no wind. Breathing where no one stood. I'd turn, and there'd be nothing, but that nothing felt occupied. I chalked it up to isolation, sleep deprivation, old guilt coming to cash in, until I found the prints. Wolf. Big. Bigger than any real one, and not just for pads 5, like a hand. Like something trying to remember how to be human. The print was next to mine, same stride, same depth, same direction. I found the zipper halfway down and claw marks on the fabric near the entrance. Not big, not deep, almost gentle, like something testing the material. Or me. Inside, everything was untouched, except for the journal. That's when I knew I wasn't alone, because I hadn't opened it, and a phrase had been underlined 3 times. The first thing it takes is the voice. Known werewolf cases tied to isolation in remote areas often report speech loss during the first 24 hours post-transformation. Victims claim to hear themselves from the outside, as if their own voice is warning them. I didn't believe that when I read it, but later that night, just before the change, I heard it. A whisper in my own voice. Run. He finds scratches on a tree near his camp. 3 vertical, 1 horizontal. Like a tally mark, fresh bark, still oozing sap. Next to it, a phrase carved deep. I'm sorry, but the carving was shaky, uneven, like someone or something had trouble holding the knife. It was his knife, and it was missing. That night, I didn't build a fire, didn't eat, didn't sleep. The silence had teeth, and I swear, I heard breathing, not mine, not animal, wet, close. I curled up in the tent with my eyes open. I think I started crying around 2 a.m., and then the how, not mine, not yet, but it answered something in me I didn't know. I'd asked, would you forgive someone who vanished into the woods and came back with blood on their breath? Comment below. I need to know where your line is drawn. He sits in the dark, tent zipped up, but the camera pans outside and something breathes on the tent wall. A large, wolf-shaped shadow presses in, but silently fades when he opens his eyes. You think the change is fast, like in the movies, but it's slow. It wants you to feel it. The first snap came from my wrist. I thought it was a twig outside, until the pain bloomed behind my thumb, like someone detonated a firecracker inside the bone. I screamed, but even that didn't sound right. Too low, too wet. I felt my spine pop second, like a zipper being yanked down too hard. Every instinct screamed stop moving, curl up, hide. But the other voice, the one I hadn't heard since I was a kid, the one that came out during fights or blackouts or dreams, it was saying, let it happen. You'll feel better. His hands warp, fingers splay unnaturally. One snaps sideways, then jerks back into a new place. He vomits from the pain, in the puddle, a tooth, not his, a child's. I collapsed near a tree, dug my fingers into the dirt to stop shaking. I remember screaming no, but the voice that came out of my throat sounded like something born to hunt. Lightning flashes illuminating his silhouette mid-transformation. Bones lengthening, shoulder blades ripping his skin, a muzzle pushing through. The body loses shape, but the eyes remain wide, terrified, aware. It didn't all come at once. Somewhere between the pain and the blackout, I knew I wasn't alone. Something else was there, not just inside me, but next to me. A mirror image, watching, mocking. I saw its reflection in the creek, a wolf, hulking, eyes like mirrors. It didn't snarl, didn't charge, it nodded. In rare primal bloodline werewolves, the first transformation manifests as a double, a hallucinated or spiritual twin that marks the turning point. Some claim this second self is the true wolf that takes over if the host resists too long. I don't remember much after that. Just the running, and the tearing, the heat, the howls, not mine, ours. I woke up hours later, naked, cold, on my side, mud in my mouth, my back aching. It felt like a hangover wrapped in barbed wire, but I didn't feel empty. I felt full, like something had eaten through my soul, and then climbed into the space it left behind. I sat up, looked down. My hands were soaked, nails jagged, and under one, wedged deep, was a tooth. He stares at it for a long time, can't tell if it's human or animal, doesn't know which would be worse. He throws it, then crawls toward the broken tree. Carved into the bark again, his own knife, fresh, shaky. You said you'd never change. Some secrets claw their way back out. If this one hits you, share it. Someone else might need to hear it. As the sun rose, I stumbled toward my gear. My tent had been shredded. Footprints circled it. Some mine, some not. And the journal. Open again, but this time, the handwriting wasn't mine. Final page scrawled with a message. You're not done. Some people lose their memories during the change. Me. I lost my certainty, what I found afterward. I can't prove it was me, but God help me, it felt like me. The journal had been moved again. But not just opened, something had written in it. The words were raw, uneven, jagged, like they'd been carved instead of penned. You're not done, and below that, a list. A list of names, 3 of them. The first 2 I didn't recognize, but the third, Eva, my niece, she was supposed to be visiting my sister that weekend. Far away safe, I ran. I ran so hard, I nearly collapsed from blood loss. I didn't know where I was going, only that I had to get back to my car, My phone, civilization. What if I'd gone home? What if I hadn't? A wooden sign, half-rotted, buried under leaves, Crooked Glen -5 miles a campground, one he used to go to as a kid, and suddenly, flashes, a campfire, laughter, a girl with freckles Ava, asking him to tell a story, but his voice is different, too deep, too cold, and then? Blackness. I don't remember walking the rest of the way, but I remember the clearing. Tents slashed, ash scattered, a cooler torn open like it had been bitten, and in the center, a red-stained sleeping bag dragged halfway into the brush, but no bodies, no bones, just the smell, in ancient werewolf bloodlines, especially during a blood moon. The victim's conscious self may remain partially aware, just enough to witness, just enough to regret. This creates a psychic fracture that deepens with each moon. He falls to his knees, sobbing, clutching his sides, but something gleams behind him in the brush. A necklace, simple, plastic beads, red, yellow, blue. He remembers it from last Christmas. Ava made it for him. He doesn't scream, he can't, his throat locks, his chest caves. He just sits. I must have sat there for hours, maybe longer. Eventually, I looked up and saw him, across the clearing, in the shadows. Not a man, not a wolf, but something between, 8 feet tall, maybe, muscles like rope. Back hunched, like a bear's butt, the eyes, the same eyes from the creek, my eyes. It didn't move, didn't growl, it just watched. And then it nodded. Again, the first time, you become the beast. The second time, the beast becomes you. Would you betray one to save many, even if that one was you? Comment below if you'd leave someone behind to stop a curse like this. I ran. I don't remember how I got out of the forest. The next clear memory I have is waking up in the driver's seat of my car, parked outside a gas station, shirtless, blood dried to my arms, eyes swollen from crying. The necklace was in the passenger seat, still stained. He looks down at the beaded necklace in his palm. One letter bead spells out, UNCLE. He closes his fist, and something cracks in his hand. A bone, a tooth, cut to black. I told myself I'd never hurt anyone, that whatever this thing was, I could contain it, but that's the lie, isn't it? The curse doesn't change you, it frees you. The necklace sat on my dash for 3 days. I didn't eat, barely drank, just stared at it. I didn't go to the police. What would I say? Hi, I might have killed my niece while shapeshifted into a cryptid beast. They'd either lock me up or try to put me down. Neither option felt wrong, but then the news came. Search continues for 3 missing campers last seen in the Crooked Glen region. Rangers report signs of animal activity, but no confirmed attacks. They didn't find bodies, because I buried them, because something buried them, and the worst part, I could feel it inside me, coiled, waiting. The moon was coming back, in primal lycanthropy lore. Each blood moon tightens the bond between beast and host. The first transformation is chaos. The second is communion. The third, coexistence. I could have run, gone deeper into the mountains, dug a hole, waited it out, but I didn't. I bought camping supplies again, same ones, same backpack, same trail. Why? Because part of me wanted it, not just the change, the clarity. I passed the same tree where I carved, "I'm sorry," only this time, something new had been etched beneath it. Then prove it, and next to it, claw marks, deep, fresh, but not mine. I reached the clearing again, just after sunset. The place was cleaner than before. Rebuilt, almost, but the ground still remembered. So did I. The moon crested red, and I let go. Didn't fight, didn't scream. I invited it. The transformation didn't hurt this time. It felt like coming home. My skin folded away like wet clothes. My bones remembered where they belonged. His form fully changed. The eyes still human for now, and through the trees, more movement, others, not hikers, not rangers, wolves, standing, watching. Some sniffing the air like they recognized him. I wasn't alone, not this time, in deep Wolf mythos. Cursed individuals sometimes unconsciously call to others of the same bloodline. During the second moon, it's a test, or a hunt, or both. I could have run, could have fought, but I stood. Let them circle, let them decide, and one by one, they lowered their heads, they submitted, not to me, to the thing inside me, to what I'd become. If you've heard the howl, subscribe. You're already marked, because the blood moon doesn't ask permission. It remembers you. A wide shot, a ring of werewolves encircling the narrator, moon high above. He raises his head and howls. But it's not a call, it's a warning, to someone, to us. It always ends the same way, doesn't it? You try to fight the monster, and then you realize you were never fighting it. You were fighting what it showed you. They circled me for what felt like hours. These weren't mindless beasts, not rabid, not random. They were watching, judging, testing my scent, my stance, my will, and somehow, I understood them, not with words, not exactly, with instinct, with memory, with the bones beneath my skin. In some Lycan bloodlines, a cursed individual is given one chance, one hunt, to prove their control, fail, and the beast claims dominion, succeed, and the curse becomes a covenant. One of them stepped forward. Grey muzzle, scar across its left eye. I remembered that scar. It was on my grandfather. The wolf bowed its head, then turned, walked deeper into the trees. I followed. They brought me to a clearing I'd never seen before. Ancient stones, overgrown, a circle, no, a den, in the center, a man, tied, gagged, bleeding, and conscious, eyes wide with terror. I didn't know him, but I knew what they expected. This was my test, kill him, and earn my place in the pack, spare him, and reject what I am. I looked at them. All of them. Some were calm, some growled low. One sat back on its haunches, licking dried blood off its claws, like this was just another Tuesday, and then I saw her, far in the trees, a girl, small, freckled, wearing a cracked plastic bead necklace. Ava. He can't move, he can't speak. She just watches, head tilted, not scared, just waiting for him to choose. I stepped into the circle. The man whimpered, his eyes met mine. He mouthed, "Please." I could feel the other wolves watching. Their breath fogging, their muscles tensed. They wanted it, they needed it, and I closed my eyes, raised my claws, and drove them into the ground. I screamed, not in fear, in defiance. They lunged, and I fought, not with rage, not with hate, but with memory, rare among werewolves. A cursed soul can release a howl of will, a sonic shock that forces transformation back into human form through sheer identity. Most die trying, some survive. My howl split the trees, and in that moment, I wasn't the beast, I was the barrier. I didn't kill for them, I didn't run from them. I stood my ground, and I took myself back. When I woke up, I was alone, again. The only thing left was the necklace, hanging on a branch, untouched, waiting. One howl, one chance. Would you make the right choice? Let us know, because sometimes surviving isn't winning. He walks away from the clearing, shirt torn, chest rising with breath. He's not healed, he's not clean, but he's his, for now. I thought the worst part would be the pain, the blood, the claws, but it's not. The worst part is remembering who you were and knowing you still might go back. It's been 2 moons since I stood in that circle. The necklace still hangs on my wall, untouched. Sometimes I swear I see it swing, gently, even when the windows are closed. I haven't changed since, not yet. But every night before the full moon, I dream of running, and my knees ache the next morning. No one came looking for the man in the circle. No missing persons report, no search party. Part of me wonders if he ever existed, if the wolves were testing my memory, not my morality. And Ava. I haven't asked my sister. I don't want to know, because deep down, I think she made it out. I think she watches too. Maybe she's like me. When 2 bloodlines cross during transformation, they share a tether, dreams, thoughts, guilt, some say. That's how pacts begin, not by choice, but by witnessing. A man silhouetted against the moon, one eye faintly glowing, behind him. In the forest shadow, a childlike figure steps back into darkness. Unseen, I made a promise to myself. One more moon, just one, and if I feel it again, if the itch comes back, I won't run, but I won't give in either. Like, share, subscribe, because next time, the howl might come from your street, and if it does, confess, before it's too late. And for those who hunger for more, Step deeper into the shadows with our Ultimate Werewolf Horror playlist linked in the description below. In the world of horror, the scariest things happen when you least expect them, and trust me, you don't want to be left in the dark. Welcome to the darkness.